Hey guys, it's Peanut and Ice Cream Bar. So today I thought we'd delve into part 1 of this guy's backstory, this guy of course being Casper. This is going to be kind of childhood to early teen years, and as I believe I mentioned before, Casper is Mena's younger brother, so I'll be saying that name quite a bit, so yeah. So I guess I'll start by saying, as children, Casper and Mena were actually very close, despite being 4 years apart in age. Their parents were loving, caring people, but very busy. They both worked very hard, and Mena was supposed to be, an older brother and a friend and a companion and all of that, but also a little bit of a caregiver to Casper as well. Not in a child abuse kind of way, but in like will you serve your brother dinner, and will you walk him to the park, and will you help him do and then, that kind of thing. Like sharing the load, sharing the responsibilities as eldest son. So Mena, he's kind of mysterious, and, he's not just a playmate. He seems to know a lot of things that Mom and Dad don't know. He seemed to be able to see and hear things that other people couldn't. Sometimes very scary things, which Mena would have to protect his sweet younger brother from. Sometimes even Casper thought he could see the things that Mena was talking about, but sometimes not. These visions and hallucinations didn't really become apparent to their parents until Mena was about 13 years old. Casper would have been about 9. When the full story came out that Mena was filling his brother's sweet young head with spooky stories and scary imagery, their parents basically panicked and made an effort to separate them a little bit. Mena was put into an outpatient program trying to work through these issues, and of course, with the age difference, they're at different schools at this point. And at first, despite having been very close, Casper's a little bit embarrassed to feel so relieved at kind of having his brother not be in his life, because for the first time he's not constantly hearing terrifying stories about monsters and invisible people and spooky noises and all that junk. It was nice for him to not have that stuff exist anymore, and also a relief to feel like he was not the one who had to watch over his brother to make sure that he wasn't going to hurt anyone or himself because of the things he was seeing, right? So at first, big relief. But Mena, his condition continuously got worse and worse, and eventually Mena ended up running from home, for lack of a better term. Of course, we find out later that Mena's affliction is not actually mental, it's actually supernatural, so obviously traditional medicinal medicine's not helping. At this point, Casper is about 12 years old. He's pretty unsure of what to make of his older brother running away from home. He's kind of feeling like, oh yeah, well, he ran away, but he's probably gonna just come back. He's not really understanding why his parents are so freaked out, and he's kind of like, why am I not getting any attention anymore? He's young, and it's still hard for him to not be very selfish in the way that he is feeling. Remember being 12? It was awful. And of course he missed Mena, right? He's not at a point where he's believing that he's actually gone, because, to him, he's still a child. Home is still this kind of magical place where you come there and everything is okay. And he's thinking, Mena has to come home because this is home and this is where you come to. But it quickly became apparent that Mena was not coming home. The police were called, his parents were recovering. In fact, they were acting a little bit as if Mena had died. And once the reality of the situation set in for Casper, he changed. He became scared and withdrawn. He started to believe he was hearing some of the monsters that Mena used to tell him about, some of the invisible people. And as he's remembering these stories, he's becoming more and more paranoid, more and more afraid, and he starts to believe that he's having the same symptoms as Mena, that he's going insane, just like his brother went. Come high school, he's mixed himself up with a kind of partying kind of crowd. He's not really developed social skills in the way that he should have done. He's slowly forming alcohol dependence in social situations. So after coming home pretty sloppy one night and, I don't know, probably doing something idiotic like throwing up in the kitchen sink, he drunkenly confesses to his mother that he's having all of the same delusions as Mena, and he's terrified and he's not sure what's going to happen and what if he has to go away and blah blah blah. And his parents, they've lost one child to this same illness, whatever it is, and they try to do the best they can to keep the remaining one, which is the dramatic approach of of putting him in an inpatient program. Even though they never found anything that was helpful for Mena, they still felt like that was the best thing to do. Of course, it has the opposite effect, and Casper too runs from home just 4 years after his brother has disappeared, hoping to find his brother, hoping that Mena has all the answers to whatever is ailing him, just like when they were kids. So that's the first part of Casper's backstory. I hope you guys are a little intrigued. I hope that it was not super boring. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye!